Hey guys, Sunstreaker Wozza here. Welcome back to another Thursday live stream where, yes, as always, we're going to be covering the big news, the big topics on Transformers Earth Wars. So thanks for joining me again, guys. And obviously, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, guys. If you're not subscribed already, we do at least one stream every single week, and then we actually have videos in between where we sort of split the stream up for people that don't get to see the stream. So yeah, hit that subscribe button, guys, and don't forget to hit a like on the video before you leave also. So what have we got today? So the big news is the new combats coming out. They'll be out in a couple of weeks. So we're going to be showing them today, giving an idea on how they operate. So it is a healing combat, to give a bit of a sneak peek away. Not had one for a while, so looking forward to that coming to the game. Giving my lowdown as always. There, the next big news is obviously Lightspeed and Iron Bison becoming the new legacy bots. So well overdue. Two bots that really need a good rework. So we're talking about some ideas that have been thrown around in playtests, some ideas that are already in already. Have a look at that. And sort of asking you guys, what do you guys think of it? Do you like the changes that they've made? No doubt, I think no matter what they do, I think they're going to make them better. I think that's a given. But how much? We always criticize saying, like, these should be war bots if we're putting up a certain amount of points. And we're talking a bit about that as well, about the process and what that might mean for the future as well. But, as always, big thank you for joining the stream. And we're going to have a quick look at who we've got. So, starting at the top, Mercenary Terrorist first in. Thank you for joining me. We've got Francesco Aliotto. Hope that's right. We've got Spencer394. We've got The Last Prime. Thanks for joining. We've got, obviously, my best friend, good friend, mother to another brother, brother to another mother, Grind Time. We've got mother to another brother. We've got Blade 19 as well. Simon Hayes, another long-serving member. Thank you for joining, buddy. Good to see you. Trax Penny Lancaster, another long-serving member. CMULK, how's it going? Thanks for being a member as well. We've got William Wilkinson. We've got my good friend Shani as well. We've got another member of mine, Candyman. Thanks for joining, buddy. We've got Rick Hodgins. Thanks for joining. LJ Gav. I can't even talk today. Who else have we got? Joseph Torillo. We've got Calvin as well. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. So Traxxas, but what, are you back in playtest? No. So I'm not in playtest, but obviously what happened was when I sort of got removed from playtest, sort of said today, listen, I understand you don't want me in playtest, but I do need to see playtest to see what changes are happening, when bots come out, when there's updates to the playtest account, things like that. And so I can see playtest, but can't participate in playtests. So to give you an idea, but I just sort of see what they're talking about, what's being discussed, and what's happening. So no, I'm not back in. Cool. An ad froze the stream. Oh, don't tell me that. Ads should be that I input the ads. It should be. Unless you choose to put them in automatically. Let me have a quick look at that setting in a minute. Let me have a quick look. Shouldn't be. Shouldn't be, hopefully. Apologies if they are. Sorry guys, I didn't mean to put the if there is adverts on, then there shouldn't be. Let me just make sure a minute. Yeah, it shouldn't be on. If you've had an advert, apologies. Not me that's done that on the settings. I don't know who's done that, but apologies. Shouldn't be. Cool. Cool. All right, let's jump straight into the newsletter, and we will go from there. So this weekend's event is Crossroads of Time. So obviously week 2 of the saga leading up to week 4, which will probably be the combat event. This weekend is a nice, easy 10k event. Happy 4th of July to all my American friends over the pond. And obviously to everyone else, it's Thursday. So, bit of a joke put in the chat today. People said, like, do the English really hate the 4th of July? We don't listen, we don't hate it, we don't dislike it, we don't anything today. It's just another day for us. I know it's a big day for you guys, but it's just nothing for us. It's your Independence Day. It's not nothing for us. But yeah, if you want to celebrate it, then I'm glad for you. But yeah, no hardship from us. But anyway, 10k event with some red stripe shards, red stripe crystals, white and blue, similar to the last 2 years, I think it is. Some star chests and some good rewards. So yeah, 10 prestiges, 1,000 each. So you should obviously get around 30 star chests, 10 red chests, 10 white chests, 10 blue chests, and a load of spark and shards and stuff as well. With the red stripe crystals, see, I'm saying shard now because they put that. Red stripe crystals containing a small chance, 25% chance, sorry, of combined spark, 5-star shards, and then the main one being a red Kremzeet battle booster. 5 of, not too bad, I suppose. 5 of them better than 1 sometimes about it. Same again, but with 5 blue, and then you've got 4-star shards and spark. Same again with the blue Kremzeet 5 with a combat shard, which is double what the 5-star shards are, which is pretty good, and some combat spark. And then in the star chest, we've got some good chances of getting combined spark, combat spark, and normal spark, and then 1% chance. So don't forget you're getting 30 crystals of these. So although it's 1% chance, you got an alright chance of getting some of these. A chance of getting 100k combined spark, or combat spark, or even 1,000 5-star shards. So yeah, not too bad an event. Nice and easy. Some decent rewards. Yeah, not bad. I understand probably now, looking back, why last week was such a big event, but I don't think having 2 small events would have killed them. Maybe made last week a 20k event rather than 50, but yeah, a nice easy event for the 4th of July. Normal battle zones apply. Obviously, go and check out your content creators, myself, NJ, Hoist, Freezes, and Soldier, as always, guys. So we are into week 2 of the saga. So week 3 is a prime shard event. 4th week says to be determined. I presume that's going to be the combat event, but I think they don't know what point it's going to be yet. I don't know. Will there be a chance event come back? Maybe. We talked about that the week. Maybe. Who knows? Then week 5, we've got a resource event. Then we've got the 5-star legacy straight after that. 70k for the 5-star bot. Then we've got another Prime Core Shard event. 2 Prime Core Shard events. It won't be too bad. Why don't I just put Prime Core Shards in most events now? I think everyone's got them and you try and give it for new players. But hey, and then I presume last week's an endurance event. I presume. But who knows? But yeah, looking like a yeah, copy and paste event pretty much. Saga. So yeah, we'll have to see on this to be determined, but I'd imagine it will be a combat event and an endurance event. I very much doubt they will change. And then a cool drawing there. Nice collection of Transformers. Very cool. And then bug fixes and improvements. So Punch's ability has been fixed. Didn't even know it was broken. Don't even use Punch. Hence why I didn't know. It now no longer freezes if there's no target in its range. Okay, weird. Didn't even know about that. And stability fixes for crashes in the game. I've had quite a few of these. I know some people said, oh, it's whenever I equip cores. But I had it just for just playing the game randomly. One, I was loading up for a war. Another time it was mid-war. So it's not just when equipping cores, which as you go on for future fixes, says crashing when equipping cores. But obviously, like I said, it's crashing also outside of that. They're also going to be fixing the Attack Alliance member mechanic. I haven't used that in a while, to be honest with you, but I don't think it works very well because obviously I don't think... Is it that doesn't include... I don't think it includes the Prime League effects, if I remember rightly. So it's at the top level anyway. It's kind of sort of a bit... doesn't fit its purpose, but hey. And then more improvements to replay accuracy. So, Yeah, I've still not noticed any better. I'm honest with you. They keep saying they're doing this, but I'm still seeing losses as wins and wins as losses. So until they get that right, I think that's the main thing. I don't think anyone's gonna go mad if they see a replay and one thing is out of place. I don't think that really, but I think they do when you see it. Oh, this guy's beat my base. I wonder how he beat it. You go and look, and it shows that they lost, and like, well, that doesn't help me at all on defense. Or if a friend's beat a battle, and you go, oh, I want to see how he beat it, and then it shows that he lost. That doesn't help at all. So I think there's a lot of work to be done with replays, a lot. And then the team stream is on the 25th of July, so a few weeks away yet, where no doubt they'll be showcasing the new content. So tune in for that. And let's see what comments we've got in the chat as always. But I've got something in the corner of my eye which I'm trying to get out, so apologies. Tracks had two already. Two adverts already. Jeez. Sorry. Tracks 4th of July. Proof the French can fight. Oh, days. Yeah, I did say hello track, so apologies. Apologies if anyone had a advert. Riley Garcia, welcome to the stream, says, are we able to go past 10k for XP? It doesn't seem that way. It seems like it's just a 10k event, which I agree they should do more. It should always be more. It should be 10k for prizes and then more for XP. It should always be the case, because I understand that it's 4th of July for Americans, but for everyone else outside the world, it's not. So it should be free to do more if they want, and even if it's no prizes, you should be able to get XP. So yeah. Candyman's asks, how come no more MK4 battle boost? Don't know. That actually got asked in one of the chats that I saw. They were saying, like, why have we sort of had an event for these and then nothing at all since? And they said, oh, well, there's stuff coming and you'll see them in bundles and stuff. And I'm like, that's one thing where we just seem to find that they even hammer something like the Prime Cores now, like, actually hammer it twice a saga, and you're like, I'm kind of bored of this now. Or you never see it again. That's it. There's no in between, really. There's no variation. What else? Stinger 240, welcome to the stream as well, buddy. Good to see you. London's calling. Good to see you too. Darklands as well. Jamie Carpenter, welcome as well. Who else? Stinger replays never shown battle boosts used. I didn't even know that. There you go. You learn something new every day. That's how bad they are. Tracks Sport, I would just like not to have to fight the same base 3 times, even after you share the replay. Do you mean the game crashing having to do it again, you mean? Or, I don't know. Darkland says, but hey, Wozza put together that Fire Acid group for on the squad. I'll lack in SA11. I'm still learning best deployment, but will keep you appraised at how it flares. Alright, cool. Yeah, now Jay Gaz put accurate replays would be nice finally. I know, I think they've been broken literally for about 5 years. That's pretty poor, isn't it? But yeah, defo. Alright, cool. Let's go straight into the game. Let's have a look at these this new content. Cool. Okay. So, I think first off, we'll take a look at the new combats. So we've got the 5-star leveled up. We've obviously got the conversion, but not level. But obviously, it has the same stats. So the new combat's called CL. Bit weird. Is that actually his name? CL? C.L? I don't know. I've never heard of this guy before, so very weird. But it is heal the allies around your target for 42% of your bot's heal value. Every 10 seconds, you and your targets reflect 20% of the damage for 6 seconds. So let's take a look at him in battle and we'll see what we're looking at. So we'll drop the 3 bots there. Drop Minerva behind. see there, Minerva's healing. AoE, you can see there that that bot there is reflecting anything that comes in. That's part of the ability that's reflecting, a bit like Hotspot. And I forgot the con version of Hotspot. Yep, it's gone. But I'm sure the cons will work it out. But you can see there. There we go. So, one problem, as you can see from the start, I mean, it is early days, so I will give them a chance and not be too critical and kick off too much because it is early days. But I think the problem with this is that it's the same problem as when you have a core that has that attracts defenses, that usually the defenses will hit whatever is closest to them. So when you're healing a bot that is not on the front line, like we saw then, and it reflects damage, if you're healing that bot in that point and it's not taking damage, then the reflect isn't doing much. So personally, if it is reflecting, I would like it to reflect any bot that's healing. So even the AoE part, not just the one it's targeting. So for me, if it had 3 reflex on them bots there, then I think that'd be pretty decent. Is it OP? Maybe need to tune down a bit. I don't know. But the thing that sort of came from me the most was that obviously when we're giving the bot, these placeholders are a bit different. This is obviously not what it looked like. Well, I presume not. But it's just like wrong. We've got it in early to get it. Fine. No problem with that. But then sort of thought, oh, well, who's the best healing combat in the game? Rung. I'll compare him to Rung. So then we've got, and literally, as you can see there, while you're switching between the two, it's pretty much the same. So you've got heal the allies around your target for 42% of your bot's heal value. That's exactly the same. That's not changed at all. Then every 10 seconds, you'll shield your target for 32% of damage for 4 seconds. Whereas CL, every 10 seconds, you and your targets reflect 20% of damage for 6 seconds. So I suppose it's more survivability on the combat itself, or on the bot that the combat's equipped, because they get the reflects as well. But for me, it's just the same. It's not very different. You know, am I going to put up 50k for a new combat to replace Rung and put all that combat spark into him for, you know what, to change the shield, which is negated by FFD, from 32 for 4 seconds to 20% for 6 seconds? And when you talk about reflect, it's not that prominent in the game because it's not very good. You know, in Tantrum, when you think of Tantrum and Hotspot, they're not considered good bots at all, and they reflect 80% with the G1. 80%. So a bot that reflects 80% is considered pretty crap, and they give this one 20% reflect. Now, 20% reflect is better than nothing, granted, but I'm not wowed by it. For me, if you didn't have Rung and you had a chance to pull this guy and you had a choice of batches, then this new batch is pretty good. So if I didn't have Rung and I had a choice, I would choose CL probably. He is slightly better than Rung. But right now, as it is, if I've got Rung, I don't think I'm going to bother for CL. You know, I just don't think it's that much of an increase. It's a slight increase. But this is where we talk about, again, about the ceiling being pushed. And I think they're at a ceiling of the game now where they refuse to go past, for whatever reason it is. It just means that new content is not pushing boundaries. And it always should for me. I always think new content should push the boundaries. And every year, it should go further and further. Now, whether that means a new HQ increase every year, I don't know. That's for them sort of decide. Whether it means something else, I don't know. But all I know is that the content right now is not really progressing fast enough. And I'm not sat here ranting because there's still another 2 weeks. I can't see much changing, but I can see what they've done with it. But there's no innovation. It's more for me a bit of disappointment in the thought process behind it. It's like they've gone, okay, who's the best healing combat in the game? Rung, let's bring something out a bit better. I don't think a bit better is enough. You know, in anything else in the game that's the same, we'll be sat here going like, you know, we talked about Slug the week and how much he's only slightly better or the same as Pipes, and you're like, well, do I really need to go for him? We talked about when Ironhide came out being similar to Pipes or not quite as good as Pipes even. You're like, well, do I really need to go for him? Yeah, you could run 2. You know, you could run Rung and CL both as 5 stars on 2 healers maybe. If you run 2 healers. I mean, it's not a disaster if you do. It's not a bad choice if you do. But putting all that spark into it to make it a level 10 for that, I don't think it's a bit too much too far. But we have got 2 weeks left. So, am I confident changes will be made? No. Do I think they're close to a good product? Yeah. You know, I personally think they're about 70% there close to a good product. There's 70% there. If they just push the boundaries, that 30%, I'd probably be sat there going, this is pretty good. Now, I've got to say though, on first inspection, when I heard about this, before I'd even seen it, I thought this was just a healing combat, like Taraxodon, that could go on a different bot. I was like, oh, that could be interesting. But then I thought, healing again? You know, we've just had Jays, do you know what I mean? Where every 15 seconds you gain extra health, which is like healing, but it's health. Before that we had Enorax, which increases your health and grants extra healing. And now we've got CL. And it just seems like the apes tend to jump on something and go, oh, we haven't got much of this in the game. Let's pound it. And then you sort of go, well, now we've got too much of it. You know, instead of sort of separating this content out and going, well, we'll bring a healing combat out now. Then in 3 months' time, 4 months' time, another healing one, and then another healing one. And this is like the batch of healing combats. That's what it's kind of going to be known as. Because the amount of combats that heal inside of it. You know, and we just don't need to, you know, hammer it as much as we are. You know, we can sort of space this content out over the year, can't we? And rather than ram it down everyone's necks. But 2 weeks to go till the release, and then we will see where we are at, and then we can really judge it for what it is. So let's see what you guys think. Let's have a look in the chat. Wait, are you saying Once Upon a Time replays worked? Yeah, they did. Yeah, when I first started the game. Yeah. Yeah, Candyman's brought up a discussion about converting battle boosts. I don't think they will, sadly. I very much doubt it, because I know we've got thousands of them. Fantan's put CL looks like Run must be twins. I'm not too critical of that, unless it comes out like that, but I don't think it is. I think it's just a placeholder to give us the bots. And I've always said I'm fine with that. You know, I would rather have the bot early and it not actually be the bot, but we can test it at least and see how it works, and have it early, than be waiting for it to be a polished product and then be rushing the ability and balancing it. You know, let's balance it early. So, although I still think it's slightly late, because for me, the combat should be finished by nowish, or at latest early next week. Next week at latest should be finished, finalised. But we only got it, I think, beginning of this week. So, it's not bad, but it's not great. I mean, the combat's not too bad because it's a solo event, so people can choose last minute to go for it or not. But the endurance bots need to be a lot earlier. So to give you an idea, we've just got Iron Bison and Lightspeed, just I think yesterday, I think it was. And so that is in 4 weeks' time, which is about right. So I expect them to be finished in 2 weeks' time, 2 weeks before the event. So you would expect that we will get the new endurance bots in the next 2 weeks. So we can finish them in 2 weeks. It depends on how we get it in the first place, though. If we get it half decent, we can get it right in 2 weeks. If we get it awful, it takes a lot longer because it needs different iterations. Yeah, I know the art still needs to be applied. Yeah, I know it's Tantrum now. Yeah, apologies. Yeah. Dark Lens ability should also protect the healer. I believe it should. But obviously that'll be fixed, I think. Trackpad Lancaster put isn't wrong. The only healing combat, unless you count stripes or healing in general. Yeah, well, yeah. Healer equipped combat, then yeah, I kind of get. But obviously you got likes of Pteranodon, I presume, as well. So you got other ones, but you know we've waited so long for a healing combat, and then we can't kind of get something a bit samey. It's a bit nah. Oh yeah, we got Kunai as well, haven't we? Yeah, we got Kunai. So yeah. London's Conley put if doing an event that only force that anyway, go have to wait for the 5-star. Yeah. Oh, and thank you for subscribing, Far Dream or Far Dreamer, I should say. Thank you. Darklands has put my best team was getting 300 in PL since 18.3 update. I'm struggling getting normal wins in PL. It'll take time. It'll come. It'll come. Jet's playing Lancaster's, but we need a nice new jet. SC Jetfire was last, and look at him. Metal Hawk is like, yeah, I wasn't really impressed with Metal Hawk. I was quite excited when we saw we were getting a new jet. And then we got Metal Hawk, which is not the best, really. It's been a bit of a mixed bag for content recently, let's be honest. Been a mixed bag. Cool. Okay, let's have a look at the fix on Kill Bison and Lightspeed. So again, this is all in development. This is all being sort of tested. So this is not the final product, guys. So keep that in mind. So Lightspeed. So this is the change that we've made. So dash into combat and gain 200% health, which is based on your max health for 6 seconds. And then swiftly retreat, reducing the attack and movement speed of the targets you dash through by 70% for 10 seconds. The final target you engage for retreating takes 3,981 damage. So I was actually one of the testers when we originally created Lightspeed many years ago. And so at the time I said to Fabian, I said, this isn't too bad. I don't mind it too much, but it needs more damage. I said, if this was 3+1, or even cheaper, 3+0, and you did, I think at the time, I said about 4k damage, 5k damage, I was like, I'd be pretty sold on it. So that means that you could take most defenses out for 2 hits, which is 6 ability points at 3+0. And then later on, I sort of thought you could take Billbots out, but obviously Billbots have had a bit of a health increase. But I still think for 3+0 to take out Billbots wouldn't be too bad, because his range is not ridiculous. His range is, I think, quite reasonable. It's obviously got, because of the way base design has changed, his range is not as good as it used to be. It's not changed, but if that makes sense. That when obviously there's a lot less defenses on the map and the bases were all around being clustered, then obviously he had good, a good range, but nowadays not so much. But I think that's balanced though. But I still think 3+2 is quite expensive for what you get. And the way I look at this is, if you wanted to take out a shock tower with like 12k health, you would have to do 3 attacks. So that's 3 + 5 + 7. That's 15 ability points to take out a shock tower. That, for me, just the damage alone, is hugely expensive. So I think we can eliminate, it's 3 and it's 8 ability points per Billbot. Just for one, sorry. Then obviously it's 3 + 5 is 8, yeah. So I think we can take away that he's not going to be used to killing Billbots, as he is right now. And I think we can take away the fact that we can use him to take out defenses. So he's not an attack bot. So he's used for support. That is the way they sort of look at it. So dash into combat, getting health, fine with that. But you reduce the attack and movement speed of targets. Now we've spoken about this before. That the problem with this is that the reason I don't like this is not because it's like reducing attack and movement speed or slowing down or anything like that, but it's because visually it's hard to see it working. And so people start to question it and go, well, is it working? If you're doing damage, then you can see the numbers and you can really get into it and go, oh yeah, it's doing one number when I don't hit it with a movement or attack speed, slow down, whatever. It's doing one damage number, then it's doing this damage number. And you can sort of do a calculation and go, yeah, okay, it's doing less damage. But with a slowdown, it's hard to see and go, oh, it's firing now. Oh, it's firing now. Yeah, that's slower, but how much slower? Is it actually 70%? Or is it 50%? It's very difficult to see. And so I'm just not a big fan of these reducing attack and movement speed of things. You know, we saw that with Metal Hawk recently, that when it came out, I just wasn't really convinced. And it's the same sort of thing. Go airborne, drop a dom, leave a dust cloud, reducing the range of foes. So you reduce the range of foes and you're like, okay, well, if you see it stopping shooting, then yeah, but reducing the range, I just don't like them sort of things. If it's protecting your box, then you can see it again because they take a certain amount of damage, and all of a sudden they're taking less damage, and you can see the numbers. And same with the shield, you can see the numbers, so you can do a calculation and go, yes, it's working. So it's very hard to know if it's actually working or not. That's the sort of part of it. And then Dale sort of mentioned that he might make it pop outposts, and I don't know how I feel about that. And let me know what you think in the chat, if it should or not. And I understand that it's going to be a cheaper outpost popper, so it's not a bad thing. But I don't know. I just think we've got blur. You know, you can use pipes and you can use rock and blaster even and other rushing bots. I think we've got plenty of options to pop outposts, and I just think this guy could be a really good solution for killing build bots. That's the way I see it. And if it was 3+0 at 6k damage or whatever build bot is exactly, what is it? Let's have a quick look. So yeah, literally 6k damage. Even just made it 5,900 literally. So if it was 5,900 damage for 3+0, I'd be pretty sold. I'd actually probably go for this. I'm actually available that weekend, and I'd probably even go for it because his range is not even that good. So it's not like it's going to be massively OP either. And I'll show you his range. So drop light speed. So you can see there, like, back in the day, this was good range, but now you're like, a lot of bots have a lot better range. So if I wanted to pop all these outposts here, it's not like I can launch them on the launch pad and go, oh, pop. Do you know what I mean? And then go another one, oh, pop. You know, it's not like I'm doing that. You know, I've got to get in range. So using them to pop outposts, yeah, I'll be adverse to it, but it still needs a cost reduction because it's still at 3+2. I just think there's cheaper options and better options. I mean, look, I can reach this one here, see? Obviously not pop ticks, it's not been changed yet. But I can pop that one, but I can't pop these top ones. I can pop the middle one, obviously, look. Yeah, I can pop that one. But, you know, I just do 2 abilities just to kill a launcher. You know, I just think that he needs to come a long way from where he currently is. I think a cost reduction to 3+0 is the minimum that needs to happen. I think he needs a damage increase. And if he pops outposts, then great. But then the big question around that is that if he does pop outposts, then what do they target? You know, if he pops the outpost and they pop out, do they target him still and rush towards the team? I presume so. They don't waste their ability on something. So if he could pop outposts, I don't even think it'd be that beneficial to do so. But then I think with the bot like Lightspeed and the name of Lightspeed is that quick. Should he pop outposts with lore? You know, we talk about blur and blur these hollows behind. I don't know. I'm just not convinced that's what it should be used for. I'm not against it, but I just don't think it sort of suits what it should be. And I think having a bot that's just cheap at, you know, doing damage and killing build bots, I think it screams out for it. I think the last build bot killer, so it's not used for defenses, but mainly just build bot killers, was Slingshot, and that was ages ago. And plus, as I spoke about earlier, we've got another bot with another health boost in some way. It's just very pipesy, isn't it? You know, giving it a health boost. And we'll talk about, oh, healing's the new game. Give everything healing. And it's just a bit tiresome, you know. So for me, I wouldn't give it the health boost. Oh, maybe I would. It's better than a shield, I suppose. But yeah, I just don't like the direction it's already in. Popping outpost, giving it a health boost. You know, that's pretty much pipes, but then just rushing back. Which is what I sort of want for pipes, really. For slug even. Just make it a bit different. But I just think that I'm just not sold. But then, one thing that was spoke about in playtest that I am a bit like, I'm a bit on the fence about on whether we should or not. And that is blind. So, as I spoke about previously, I do play other games, play Marvel Strike Force, and there's plenty of different mechanics in there, loads of different mechanics. And blind's a mechanic on there. And so, I wouldn't be adverse to introducing blind to the game. And it was described as a bit like Dazzle Strike. Let me just find it. Oh, got it. So, as you can see, the word here is dazzles. I know. But as I saw, Dazzle Strike increased normal damage by 14% and dazzles enemies for 10 seconds every 20 seconds. So for me, dazzles, it's kind of blinding it. And I think we've not really touched upon this really. There's not anything else that puts blind in to defenses. So I'd be more inclined with a bot like Lightspeed to have him rush in, blind in a target, which kind of stops them from hitting things because obviously they can't see. Blinds an area, heals, and does 6k damage. I'd be pretty alright with that actually. I won't be too bad. Because I can see that when it blinds something, it's going to stop firing. And you can see that. You can literally see. It's like a black or white, it stops or it doesn't. Plain and simple. Where when you have, oh, it stopped it for 50%. Well, is it 50% or is it 30%? I've got to start really going into the figures to see that. And you're not going to do that during a battle, are you, really? And really go through the numbers. Whereas literally, where it's like, with stun, people like stun because it stops them firing. You can literally see that. People like hack because you can hack it and you can see them shooting at each other. You know, with blind, it would do similar. It would stop them firing. And for me, I feel like people would prefer things that are infinites of, yes, stops it or doesn't. Not by a percentage, personally. So yeah, that's the way I would like it to go. But I feel like blind is going to be a huge part of the meta. This is the way we start going. And I don't want it to get like healing that has been recently, where we've seen a lot of healing in the game. And again, we sort of, you know, keep beating a dead horse of having loads of healing in the game. I would like to, here and there, put blind in and go and look at different mechanics like that. You know, blind's not really in a game. Put blind in. Brilliant. I'm super pleased about that. Let's have a blind bot and then put it on the shelf. And then maybe later in the year, bring out something else with blind. Another blind combat or a blind whatever. I don't know. But bring out something later in the year with blind. But we need more new mechanics like this. Because we've tend to be going over the same thing now of healing. We did shield. Let's be honest. We sort of nailed shields. Give everything a shield. And that's the sort of joke that I say. Give everything a shield. Then it was give everything acid. And that's what we tend to do. We tend to get stuck on everything and go, right, give everything acid. You know, now it seems to be going, give everything healing. And we just can't keep doing that. Of just having, like, you know, influxes of certain things. So, me personally, I would like to see Blind come to the game with some more new mechanics being developed behind the scenes, and hopefully create a bit of a new meta. Hopefully. Let me know what you guys think. Would you be interested in seeing Blind in the game? Is there any other mechanics you think are not in the game that would work well in the game as well? So, yeah, let me know. Can the man put a new jet? Can I introduce a 5-star Cyclonus? It could be good. It could be. Darklands, is fire damage a good one for light speed? Yeah, someone in playtest said about Megatronus, should it work on light speed? The answer is no. It never has on Goldfire or on Star Saber. Megatronus only works around melee damage, DPS damage. Not around ability damage, not when using ability. So no, it shouldn't work like that. But yeah. Mercenary Terror, I like his slowdown personally. Yeah, I'm not saying like it's awful. I'm just saying that it's hard to visually see it. That's the problem with it. Darklands, any idea why Dale went to Lightspeed for a rework over Power Glide or Streetwise? What was he thinking? Was he thinking before vacation? You don't know. He might have been told by the apes that he needs to focus on combining bots to get them all done. Maybe, I don't know. If we could now post the ability, oh yeah, blind on defense would be good as well, wouldn't it? Yeah, that'd be interesting. Yeah. Darklands, if he kills Billbots, then range needs to be larger. Yeah, agreed. Maybe. Yeah, probably. Track support, I will say Dale's reworks on surface might not be a gem, but later on they seem to be like he's hiding the true abilities from the other apes. Yes and no. I think that they're a bit of a byproduct. I think maybe the apes have a bit of insight sometimes. At least Yanis did. Sometimes where I do remember once when Yanis used to be in playtest where we were like, oh, I want to do this, want to do this, want to do this. And then they did that, and Yanis was like, no, we can't do that, actually. Because you can use it like this, and that's quite bad. And I went and used it, and literally, like, killed a whole base. I was like, yeah, we can't have that. I didn't even think of that, and Yanis came up with that. So, you don't know behind the scenes, but obviously Dale's not that in-depth thing. Well, at least you wouldn't think he was compared to the rest, but he actually is. But yeah, I think he's created some decent bots, but nothing wow yet, which we're going to touch about in a minute, actually. Stinger's put, does this mean Computron 5-star is coming soon? We've been told not to expect 5-star Computron. That will be next year. That's what I've been told. Darklands, Nose Cone and Drift are excellent reworks. Yeah, I agree. They are good. Oh. Darklands, Blue Streak can snipe Billbots. Yeah, but when you look, if you're looking at what's... Oh yeah, I suppose, yeah, I suppose, yeah. Yeah, I forgot about him, actually. Fair point. 5+2, though? You're not going to use him for Billbots, are you? Nah. Yeah, but, you know, he does 5.5k, 5,500 damage. You know. I think he does actually kill a Billbot at max, I'm pretty sure. I think that's what we balance him around. So, I mean, Trax probably know more than me. Trax uses him, so I'm pretty sure that we balanced him. He finished a bit short of a Billbot, and we said, can we please just increase it slightly so he can kill a Billbot? And I'm pretty sure they did. I might be wrong, but I'm pretty sure. But you're not going to use Blue Streak just to kill Billbots, really, are you? Because obviously, it does, yeah, for the first one, Billbot, but then it gets expensive. 5 for a Billbot, and then 12 for 2 Billbots, so I don't know. I'm talking about him mainly being used for Billbots and having that single use, really. It'd be good at lower levels, though, because it can sort of, like, you know, take defenses out one by one. I think it'd be good. Yes, Yes, London's calling. Very good point. I like someone with a bit of common sense. All 5-star buyers will come at some point. We need to stop focusing on that. 100% agree. Candyman's put lockdown, aka Huffer, was a waste and never see him even still. Again, Dale said these are not supposed to be war bots. They're more for like Zen farming and events and stuff like that, making them alright. But yeah. So with this rework, does this mean a potential G1 core? Probably, yeah. We haven't got it yet, but I would think so. What would be the difference between blind and stun in this game? Well, effectively, nothing apart from that stun can be countered by lightning rods. Blind can't. So you would need maybe eventually a new build bot that stops blind. But you can actually combo electric with other things. So personally, the way I would go with it is I would bring out more. I would bring out some blind over the next year. Say I was planning Space Age things. I would go, right, let's have one acid, one fire, one blind, one healing. But then electric wise, I would bring something out that combos with electric quite powerful because it can be countered. Whereas blind has no counters. So I can sort of be a bit I can be a bit cautious with blind, not go over the top with it, and see how it fits into the meta. And if that's all right, we can go, right, okay, the next bot we do can go a bit further, can do even better, because we know that fits fine in the game. Sort of push the boundaries to the point where when you bring that bomb bot out that's amazing and has blind, you can go, right, let's leave that alone now. We can bring out a counter for that at a later point, and then we can focus on blind again after the counter's release. Right, what's the next thing? What's the next one we're looking at? That's personally how I would work it. But because we're hopefully bringing blind to the game soon, I will start thinking, what's the next thing after blind? And you sort of plan your year out and go, right, blind's now. The next bot, we need something. We need a jet or we need that. But then you plan it this a year in advance even. Not even now. And then you go, okay, after we've done blind, after we've done all this, what's the next thing we're doing in a year's time? What's the next meta we're going to look at? Daddy Pigs put would be nice to see more weapons. Yeah, true, it would be. Optic stun would be optic stun. I mean a bit like optic stun. That's blind, isn't it? Candyman's put, what if Lightspeed dropped an EMP effect that you could use Brawn to tidy up? I think there's room for that in the game, but I don't think Lightspeed is the bot for it. But that could be a decent bot, and I don't know why they don't do that. I don't know why they don't look at another bot and go, okay, let's bring out a bot that makes this bot absolutely amazing. Because say you've got Punch, rather than giving Punch a rework, let's just go, you know what? Let's bring out a bot that works amazing with Punch. So we could look at Punch, for example. And we can go, and yes, he's right down here, believe it or not. So you can go undercover for 10 seconds. Alright, I'm going to bring out a bot that goes undercover as well. But while undercover, any other bots that are undercover do 1.5 damage. All of a sudden, I'm thinking, I could run a team with this new bot. I could, let's just say that the new bot was, I don't know, Nightbeat going undercover. Makes sort of sense, yeah? So let's say Nightbeat comes out and Nightbeat goes undercover. Any bots undercover or stealth do 1.5 times damage, while under his whatever. All of a sudden you're thinking, ooh, well, I can put Punch in that team. I can put Slash in that team. I can put Nightbeat in that team. I can put Drift in this team. I can maybe work a team out of this. And all of a sudden then, you start to level other bots so you see it works well together. You know, sometimes you want a bot that just empowers other ones. You know, we talk about fire and acid working together, and everyone sort of got on top of that a bit. And even now, people are trying to find new ways of combining them. So, you know, that's the way I sort of see things going. It's not just creating a bot and going like we saw, like, you know, oh, Topspin does well with Skylinks. It's very limited. And at the time I said, listen, why just Skylinks? You know, why not put anything with a cloud is empowered by topspin because it's a cloud? You know, we just make it a bit too specific that. But I think that's a really good avenue that we can go down. You know, empowering other bots with an ability. Yeah, so Cyber Dance put ain't blind gonna do the same thing as stun. Yeah, but like I said, but it's not countered in a way. And obviously with stun, you can't combine that with brawn, for example, because that's not stun. So there's certain things that you can't combine it with because it is a bit different. But I know what you mean though. It is similar. And Jack Penlanka says, but Lightspeed, you have to have faith he's working properly. Trust the apes. You don't need visuals. I think there's a hint of sarcasm there, I think. LJ Gav, any news on 5-star King? No, none at all. I mean, come on, Pipes won't just come out. Give them a chance, guys. There's plenty of things they need to work on before they work on that. Just don't be. I know everyone's excited for it, but don't be pushing for it. It will just come. You know, no rush. Trax Pinalanka to support Blue Streak is a waste on the Billbots. You can get the Billbot in the area explosion. Silverbot's better, but even Silverbot's quite expensive, you know, compared for Billbots. You know, if you look at Silverbot's cost at 4 plus 2, you know, that's still quite expensive, you know, 4, 6, 8, 10. That's still expensive for a Billbot. Hey Erod, thanks for joining. Cyber Inferno 2. Just put Blue Streak and Air Raid is fantastic. This is what we need. We need some bots where you can go, oh, this bot with that as a combo is amazing. I like that. Track support was you just gave me an idea to use Metal Hawk with Warriors. And yes, they can call Blind Optic Stun or Disruption. Yeah, Disruption is another thing as well, yeah. Darklands says, but that sounds sneaky. I think he's referring to, you know, the night beat sort of punch thing. I said that could be a thing. Yeah, combos would be great. Create chase bots again. Yeah, but not creating chase bots, but creating a bot that makes you level other bots. You know, if you know that that bot works with another 3 bots in tandem and makes all of them 4 good, you'll go and level it. And I sort of get that idea from Marvel Strike Force that, you know, if you get, no, I've got 2 characters. And if you use both on their own, they're alright. But when you use them together, wow, unbelievable. And what they do is they bring a team out, they bring like 5 of them out and go, these 5 together all work in tandem, helping each other. One heals, one does extra damage, like, but it gives them all extra healing, all extra damage, but you need all 5 parts. And similar to that you go, alright, this bot will make, like, on its own, like, if they said, alright, Night Beat goes under stealth and does X amount of damage, very similar to Punch, for X seconds, and heals himself maybe, like, well, that's just a lot like Pipes really, but that's about it. But when used with other stealth bots, does 1.5 times damage, and all stealth bots does 1.5 times damage. Then you're like, ooh, I've got Slash leveled up, I've got Drift leveled up, but I haven't got Punch. Now with Night Beat, I might go and get Punch, and then you know what you do? Then you go and release a 5-star Punch as a legacy bot. Cha-ching! Put me in charge. Darklands, but don't expect 5-star Volcanicus till late August, early September. I think even later than that. I think back end of the year, I think. Big Blade is annoying because that's a war on a holiday. And he hates wars. Yeah, fair point. If you hate wars, that's really bad. Yeah, I understand some alliances won't be warring on the 4th of July. Doesn't really bother me. It's like, right, okay, but yeah, I don't know. I understand that other people like to war all the time. Yeah. Grind Transport sounds like Marvel Strike Force has combiners. Yeah, I said that as well. I would like all the combiner bots to work in tandem with each other. So if you have one combiner bot, you know, or yeah, you could say that with stealth bots, but you have one combiner bot. So you have Grimlock, does X damage. Put him with Snarl, you do 1.2 damage, say, or 1.1 damage, or whatever, 1 point, or whatever it is. Just spitting figures out. Because I see where it's going, but I think it's a bit too much. Let's go 1.2, put it with Sludge, 1.4, put it with Sloop, 1.6, 1.8. You're almost doing double damage to everyone. That'd be mental, but you've got to use 5 Dinobots in your team. So, I like the way that's sort of going. Maybe it's not damage, but maybe the extra healing, maybe. I don't know. But, you know, I like these sort of things. Grand Time, we want Wozza. We want put Wozza in charge. Jonathan Nobles asks, are they going to put more Titans in the game like Tidal Wave? I believe so. I've not heard anything official, but if you look at the where the Titan lab is Titan Lab or Titan Titan, what is it? Titan Tech Tree? No. Oh, where you select Titan, that's it. Move. I can move my Titan. Woo, I can move my Titan. No, I can't. Ah, Titan Assault, that's why. Look. It's a bit strange, isn't it? That only one is on the right hand side of the screen. There's a massive gap here. So, I think there's definitely another Titan coming this year. The question is, who is it? And obviously, you've got to think that when they did this originally, they put Metroplex in, and then Fort Max, that was a toy, and so they brought Fort Max out next. Then they brought the Ark out as a toy. Then the Ark was next with Nemesis. And I know they brought out Tidal Wave. So no doubt, I think Tidal Wave will be next. There's no official release on that. But I think Tidal Wave will be next. That's what I really do think. But yeah, plenty of content. It sounds like coming out this year, though, to be fair. Cyber Infernal put Primal was the lead at 8. LJ Gaz put the team synergy is the best thing about MSF. Sadly, TFEW is way better in every other way. Yeah, maybe. I think there's more to do in Marvel Strike Force that means things like, you know, you've got Arena, which gets you credits for a shop. You know, I mean, when you do, you know, you can go on and do, get medals, and they give you stuff in the shop to collect. I like in Marvel Strike Force that no matter what you do, it gives you resources to go and get things. And I mean worthwhile things, like to go and get more characters and stuff. You know, it doesn't in Earth Wars. Other than events, everything else just gives you resources. It doesn't give you things towards characters. So, I think Marvel Strike Force is a bit better thought out game. And the synergies are better and things like that. But obviously, I love Transformers. So, I would rather have something like that in this game rather than that. Big Blade, Freeze mentioned the new combat's name, Onu and CL. Yeah. Basically, wrong and shoot on antidepressants. Yeah, I've already covered them, buddy. You're a bit too late, but yeah. Just Simon Fernal talking about Blue Streak and Air Raid is solid. My Air Raid isn't even leveled up high enough, but I could almost take out an entire cluster with one of each of them. Cool. Tracks for Lancaster, Tidal Wave with who, though? So anything to distract from 5-star Titans. Yeah, fair point. But I did cover it. I think I did Tidal Wave. I did the other Metroplex. The newer Metroplex with the big wheel thing. That one. Yeah, LJ Gaz put the various shopping Marvel Strike Force. It's nice to get characters over time. Yeah, that's what I like about it. You know, the gear thing and that is like, but yeah. Yeah, I do like a lot of things on Marvel Strike Force in terms of, you know, getting characters and building teams, and I feel like I build a team up and then I want a new team, or and then I start to build that one, but I don't quite have enough resources and want to play the game more to get resources because I want to build another team up. And just about building teams. I just don't feel like this game is. This game's about building a team, and that takes literally so much money and so much time. Imagine leveling up all 5 Dinobots to max free to play. I don't think it can be done. I don't think it can be done. But obviously, it can be done. But I think you quit the game before you did that. And then you get all the way up there and you go, here's the counter. And then you have to go and do all 5 defensor bots free to play. You know, leveling bots is extremely difficult, extremely expensive and time consuming compared to sort of Marvel Strike Force. But I think they are being more accessible maybe. But they are obviously paywalled a lot. I don't know. Yeah, Cybertron Metro, that's the one. Yeah, that's one. Transplant Tester. I thought you would have seen my video of all people. I did a video a while back. Dark Lance's Foot Titan should be available to attack. Should be available to attack below zone 13. I think it's just so that we don't, you know, it's a bit unfair really for lower players. I think that's the only reason in it. So yeah, cool. Okay, last sort of subject need to cover. So, with the announcement of Lightspeed as the next endurance bot, looking at the endurance bots we've got, so we've obviously got Huffer, we've got Nosecone, we've got Drift, we've got Lightspeed, and we've got Cosmos. I think that's all the ones for endurance up to now. So, I think Freezer's touched upon this, and it's starting to get me thinking again and a bit worried about 5-star batches. So how are they going to work these into 5-star batches? And there's 2 things that worry me. The first thing is what Freezer sort of covered is there's a lot of melee bots there. So it's not like they can put them into one batch. There's 4 melee and 1 air. So I think they've got to start putting them into batches. So the big question there is, you know, will we start seeing the earlier rework coming into 5-star batches later this year maybe? I think I agree with Freezes that about a 6-month turnaround is good enough. You know, if you get a bot in endurance, about 6 months later, 8 months later, it should come in a batch. I think currently the turnaround's a year, and I think that's a bit long for bringing it out in a 5-star batch. And I think we need sort of the likes of you know, Blue Streak and Leo Prime in a batch by summer, by August, which is quite quick. But I think we do. And I think we need to put Nosecone in that. But again, we're sort of limiting the amount of bots that are going in there. But there's a big problem with putting the reworked bots, the legacy bots, in these 5-star batches. Now, when we get these 5-star batches, we look at them and think, how can we make this batch war worthy? How can we make this so the top players in the game want these bots? So we've already got Blue Streak in there, who I think is war worthy. We've already got Leo Prime, which I think can be in certain aspects. I've got a bit of a project with him, that I mentioned earlier, that I think he would work well with a certain team. So potential good bots in there. I mean, good additions. Don't think they need anything changing. But let's just say, I mean, Nosecone might be a bad example, because I think Nosecone is actually quite good. But let's just say that we put Cosmos in that batch. Now, I don't think Cosmos is a warbot. I don't think Cosmos is applicable at the highest level of the game. So the question then is, do we have to rework him again to make him a warbot? If we're going to get these endurance bots in these batches, they need to be warbots. But they've been sold as these bots are not going to be warbots. They're just for leveling stuff. And I think that's a bit of a bad move. I think they've not really thought that through and thought about it. Because what we're going to find eventually is they're going to run out of bots. Let's just say they never put endurance bots in a batch. Let's just say that. It's unlikely. Let's just say that. Eventually they're going to run out of 5 stars, which they are. And they're going to go, oh, we need to put these in a batch now. And you're going to have a batch of bots that are not good enough for wars. By Dale's own admission that they're not there to be war bots. And I don't think that's fair. I don't think it's fair at all. Any bot in these 5-star batches should be war worthy at the very highest level. And I think it's complete and utter waste of time to rework bots that we've already worked on. So for me personally, we need to start this process now and creating legacy bots that are war worthy. Because all it's going to do is create a backlog again, and reworking content has already been reworked. And we can't, again, leave them all to the end. We can't leave Lightspeed for another 2 years, because that's when they're sort of going to start running out of bots in about 2 years' time. Because every bot will have a 5-star version, because they can't bring out bots fast enough as they bring out 5-star batches. If they're bringing bots out every 2 months, that's 6 new bots a year. But they're bringing at least 3 batches out a year, which is 15 bots. So every year, there's 9 new 5-stars going into the game in a batch. And now that they're bringing out 5-star batches in endurances, then, you know, all they do is put it in the batch. That's it. So it's going to be interesting to see where it goes. But I think maybe a bit of a bad choice on their part. And I think they need to rethink that strategy. Otherwise, we're just going over and reworking things time and time again. Really, and all these legacy bots that we've done are just going to be reworked. Bruno Matos Suarez, thanks for joining. Thanks for being a member as well, buddy. He's put, hi, Wozza, is your Twin Twist TCT? I presume that. Maxed out. No. My Twin Twist isn't actually maxed out. It's about level 66, I think. Something like that. 67. So yeah, not even maxed out. Then he's asked, is restorative embrace healing properly? I'm not sure. Last time I checked, it wasn't. Now, the apes, I think, said they were putting a fix in place a while back. But I did report it to Dale. So I don't know. I'd have to check it again. It wasn't. I know the apes were looking at it. That's all I know. But I don't know if they fixed it or not. I can't remember. I think that was the bug in the game. It should heal 30% every 30 seconds. But not sure if it's working. Yeah, I'm not sure it is. It wasn't 100%. I don't know. Jackson says, I just looked at my picks. Got 80 last July. Alpha Tryon, yeah. And Red Guy in September. So yeah, a year turnaround. Yeah. Don't forget Blue Streak was around December-ish. Oh, December, November-ish. And Leo Prime was beginning of December-ish. Beginning of January, sorry. So if they're coming in a batch in September, October, then you talk at least 10-month turnaround, at least. But that's only now because they've been putting 2 bots in a batch. But literally, it was a year turnaround until then. Braum was a year turnaround, and so was Alpha Tryon. But obviously, Retgar was September, so it's like a 10-month, 9-month turnaround now. Cyber Inferno's put most of the bots that come out in Endurance aren't war bots either. Fair point. Stinger 240's put legacy batch of 5 at cost of around 3,500 shards because they were only 70k to get 5-star. That's a fair point. Yeah. Bruno Suarez has put Cosmos is weird to me. Never seems to work the way it should and have a notorious impact. Yeah. I said that. He's alright in defense, but I don't get him on attack. I said it's almost impossible to create that without making him OP as hell. But I just said, like, you need to buff the hell out of him. And it just didn't happen, sadly. So I wasn't quite sold on him. Did they make him better? Yes. Is he a leveling bot? No. Is he a Zen bot? No. Is he a war bot? No. And I think that's a problem there. Sam Inferno's report, it just seems like they're trying to crank out as many as they could and as quickly as they could. No, I think they were happy with the final product. Because like I said, literally, we had this discussion, had this sort of argument. When they did Nose Cone, I was quite happy with him. But I just said, I'm not too sure if he's better than Pipes. And they all said that the challenge is not to make him anywhere close to Pipes. I went, okay. that was fine. Then they brought out, who was next after that? Hopper on Lockdown. And I said, there's no way I'm using these in War. I think that was my quote. And Dale said, that's not really the idea. The idea is to make them useful. And I said, well, if you try to make them useful and make them better, then you've achieved that. You've done that. But I won't be chasing them because I'm interested in war bots. What he do better Zen farming? Yeah, he's pretty decent at that. You know, with turrets, he can path quite well. He can heal himself. Yeah, probably good at Zen farming. You can use him. Not saying the best, but you can use him. What do you do in events? Yeah, definitely. But then most bots are an event bot. I said that. I said, you know, an event bot is just a half decent bot. You know, Ultra Magnus will go in an event team. Doesn't mean he's good. But you know, Dale's right or wrong. I think the direction for the team or not. Listen, I understand they made that choice, up to them. But they said, listen, the idea is not to make these legacy bots war bots. I was like, right, okay. If that's the way you go with it, I disagree. I think you're making a poor choice, and that's where you go with it. Fine, you've done that, but I'm not happy with it, and that's what it came about. Siren Films, but they don't have the stats to be able to do that kind of work. They don't have the stats to do reworks, but that's going to happen, I think. Stinger, Legacy Bat should be like Combat, separate after up to 10. I don't know. Sergio's put, I'm done was, after 8 years in this game, it just isn't fun anymore. The best part of the last couple of years was you and what you brought to the community. Thank you. Well, thank you, bud. I appreciate your support. I appreciate you joining in. But I think a lot of players get a bit disgruntled and then come back, I think, some of the time. But, yeah, sad to see you go back to Case, bud, honestly. It's always sad to see a long-serving player leave. Grind time. Put Wozza in charge. Imagine, though. Imagine, honestly. I honestly, you know, like you see, you know, the Batman movie with the Joker, and he's like, I'm like a dog with a whatever. He goes like, you know, a dog with a car. If a car won't know what to do with it. If I was put in charge of space, I'd be like, oh my god, let's fix everything. They'd be like, no. We don't have the staff for that. I'm like, let's fix this. Let's fix that. Let's do this. And let's do that. And let's do that. I honestly, I'm like a kid with a new toy. Stephen Gomez, are we ever going to see Depth Charge or Tigertron from Beast Wars? I think so soon. I think they're touching upon some Beast Wars stuff now. I know there's some new toys out. I'm not sure if Tigertron and Depth Charge are some of the new toys, but I know there's some new toys come out. If you want to know what new bots going to come out this year, go and look at G1 bots that are not released yet, and go and look at toys in the stores. And that will give you a good idea on what could possibly come over next year. Honestly. Bruno Suarez put, I reported as well, but they haven't said much about it after. I think they are aware about it. Bruno Suarez put, is he a bot? To all answers, no. That's exactly the problem. Cosmos hasn't a clear purpose in the game. Going back to Cosmos, yeah. He's also put Ultra Magnus and Galvatron should have a big rework. They're too iconic to be sold whatever in the game. Yeah, I agree. There's certain bots that are, you know, because they are the bots that they should be, you know, I always say about Optimus Prime, Megatron, they should be some of the best bots in the game because they're so, you know, prominent. Same with Grimlock, you know, same with Bumblebee. You know, Soundwave, Shockwave, these should be some of the best bots in the game because new players that download it, that Transformers fans, want to play with these bots. I remember a player, Pyroblez, he actually written all the stories to the missions. So if you click on, let me find it, where's my scanner? Where's my scanner? Where's my scanner? Where's my scanner? It's like playing hide and seek on this game. There it is. Of course, yeah, dispatch missions. If you get to go on dispatch missions and look at the stories, there we go. So, an old friend of mine, Pyroblaz, actually written all these. Very, very cool. Go and give them a read, guys. Honestly, really, really good. And he sort of said he stopped playing the game because he said that, you know, he played this game because he wanted to play with his favourite characters. But his favourite characters fell away from the meta and fell away from the game. It was almost impossible to play with them anymore. So you're talking Starscream, Thundercracker, Soundwave, Shockwave, Megatron. If you sort of put a team together of all the original Transformers that are really good, let's have a go with that. Let's try and put an original, like, iconic Transformers team together, and let's see what it looks like. If we're talking G1, so you're talking Optimus Prime. I mean, you're talking, gotta be Bumblebee next. Yep, gotta be. You're talking Grimlock. I mean, Grimlock's gotta be in there. Yep. Who else would be in there? Thrawn, I don't know. I don't know about that. I like G1, but Optimus Primal I think would have to be in there. I think. I think it's a really important one. Remember, who else? Hound, maybe. I think Hound. I think maybe Blue Streak, maybe. Or no, Sunstreaker. Yeah, Sunstreaker and Blue Streak. Yeah. Then that's sort of the team. Hoist, Grapple, maybe. Jetfire. Yeah, Jetfire should be in there. I think. Oh my God, Hot Rod. Hot Rod needs to go in there. Hot Rod instead of Sunstreaker. Yeah, sad it is. Yeah, I think so. Yeah. And I think that's sort of like, I think if you were coming to the game, they're the bots you'd expect to play with. And I think Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Optimus Primal, Hound, not so much. Are any of them some of the best in the game? Blue Streak, maybe. Maybe Grimlock with a push. But, I'm not convinced that is the best team in the game that if you were a new player, you'd be excited to play with. So maybe not. I know Primal was some Beast Wars, that's why I put him in. Because I think he's the most iconic Beast Wars character in it. I think so, yeah. Ironhide, yeah. So I think Ironhide is on. Yeah, is he? Yeah, more than Hound, maybe. Yeah, maybe. Have I got Ironhide even? Yeah, I think maybe Ironhide needs to go in there. I like Blaster personally, but I don't think Blaster's as iconic as the rest of them. I don't think. Yeah. Well, I know Hot Rod wasn't original G1 who's in the film, but I think that he's well known. I think one of the most well known. If you talk to Transformers fans, I mean, Ultra Magnus might have even been there. If you talk about the top 10 bots, Transformers well known, then I think, yeah, most of them will be in there, I think. Yeah. Yeah, Sound Inferno's got a good point. Soundwave was more than Blaster. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, if we're doing a Decepticon one, then yeah, obviously it's a bit different. So I'll look at Decepticon one then. So Decepticon one, you're talking Megatron, obviously. I mean, like, everything's low level, right? But hey. So, we haven't got Megatron? Yeah, so Megatron, I think, you're looking at, obviously, Starscream, you're looking at, Dirge, you're looking at Skywarp, you're looking at, Thundercracker, you're looking at. So, yeah, I think most of those. I don't think most of them. I know we know most of them gunners, but I think more the combiners aren't that are well known. Reflector maybe special parts. I mean, obviously, we talked about Soundwave. So yes, Soundwave would definitely be on there, wouldn't it? Other special bots. Armada Megs, obviously for Beast Wars, whatever, or Armada. Who's the Beast Wars? No, Beast Wars. No, Beast Wars Megatron. Yeah, Beast Wars Megatron. I think it'd be in there. Astral Train, maybe. Warriors. Trying to think who else. What else is put in this chat? Oh, Shockwave, of course. Yeah, Shockwave. Yeah, I think that's the con team, isn't it? Yeah, I don't think Blitzwing and Astral Train are maybe more than Dirge, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, I'd be quite. No, I don't think Scrapnel is Simon Inferno. I don't think Scrapnel's well known. I think, yeah, you watch the film, but I think that they're all more well known. Maybe not Dirge. I'm not happy about Dirge in there. But it'd probably be a Jet, to be honest. Um, who's more popular than Dirge then? Maybe Mixmaster, because I know that everyone obviously knows the Constructicons. That's a big one. um, trying to think now. Trying to think. Trying to think. Who else? Yeah, I think maybe Blitzwing in there. Or Astro Train, one of the two. I'll go with Astro Train. Yeah, I think you're looking at that one maybe. Oh yeah, Galvatron. Yeah, no, Galvatron. Yeah, no. Yeah, no. Decided Galvatron is the one. Yeah, definitely Galvatron. Definitely Galvatron in there. Where's Galvatron? Have I got Galvatron? That's a bit of a weird one, isn't it? Not having Galvatron. Imagine not having Galvatron. Oh my days. Imagine not having Galvatron. Oh, man. Hang on. Where is it? It's special. Sure it's special, but imagine not having Galvatron. That's probably why I'm not putting him in. Oh my days. Oh, there he is. Yeah. Galvatron. Yeah, I think Galvatron overscored. I think that is, yeah, I'm happy with that. Yeah, I think if you're doing the most 10 well-known, or most 8 well-known Decepticons, I think that's your team, I think. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. Yeah, but like I was saying, so, people come and play this game to play with these characters. And you got to think how many of these are actually relevant in the game, and can we play at a high level? Not many of them, really. You're talking maybe 2, 3 at a push. So yeah, characters that are well known in the game. But then you got to think, though, has the game sort of progressed so far? But I'm not gonna lie, I see some of these new characters that come out, especially these new combats, and I've got to go, who? How does that excite me? These sort of characters do excite me. Classic characters. That's why I mentioned Nightbeat earlier. Characters like that, the original G1 characters that we still don't have gears. Those kind of bots excite me. So yeah. Yeah, so Inferno's put and very few used at higher levels. Kind of sad. And Talents has put, you got the touch. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. They could do something with it. Like I said, synergy is a massive thing they need to look into, I think. Imagine doing a synergy of of the Seekers. You know. I think there's things to be done. Things to be done. Well, that is it for this week, guys. Massive thank you for everyone for tuning in. Much appreciated. So obviously back next week with more info on the new combats, more info on the new legacy bot. We might hopefully, I'm hoping, but we might have some info maybe on the next endurance bot. You never know. So tune in next week, guys. Don't forget, hit a like on the stream, subscribe before you leave. And if you like my content and you want to see it sooner than anyone else, you want to support me in any way, then consider becoming a member as well, guys. Thank you, everyone, for joining in. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.